Good morning. Not such a good morning. I have a piglet that's going to the vet. The story of this piglet. So when the piglet was born, it seemed to be that there was part of the sac in her mouth. And so for probably an hour and a half, we began to work with this piglet to try to make it gag, to try to see if we could get whatever was in its throat out. And we were struggling. After a couple of hours, it seemed to be that everything was fine. After maybe an hour, hour and a half, the piglet settled down and everything was fine. I noticed yesterday that it was starting to pant again, and I thought maybe it was hot. And then I began to do a Google search to see what causes a piglet to pant. And it talked about the piglet being under stress. Well, I knew that wasn't the case because this piglet has been doing this since birth. So I knew it wasn't because it was under stress. I noticed that this piglet they were born Saturday. So this is Thursday. So I have decided that it's time for me to go get this checked out because I noticed the piglet is not gaining a lot of weight. So just in the time that I have left my house, headed to the vet, the panting has decreased some. It's not like out loud. But again, this piglet does this randomly. And I can tell, I don't know if something's stuck in his throat. I don't know if it's maybe not developed properly in Shishi. Maybe it has some type of birth defect. But I'm like, oh my goodness. I need to get with the vet to see definitely what's going on with this piglet. When your mamas are pregnant, no matter what breed of animal it is, you're so excited and you build up this, expectation of everything's going to go perfect. And you can't do that being a farm. You have to be prepared for the worst. And this whole piglet situation has just gone south from the second this happened. And it's not exactly the way I expected it. I mean, I was prepared that she might sit on a piglet. That happens and stuff like that. But I didn't expect to be pan feeding 5 piglets by myself, having to take the piglets away from Shishi, rushing one to the vet, having vet bills and all that stuff. That's not something that you really think about. But as a farm person, you have to plan for that because those things can happen. Along with pregnancy comes vet bills and so forth, and the fact that you might have to bottle feed and so forth, and you have to prepare yourself. We're here at the vet now. is not for sissies. Just to let you know. Not for sissies. And you have to have lots of money. I hope she'll be all right. Almost got you. It's gonna be okay. So we're in here waiting on the vet. I hope they can do something for this sweet little girl. It's a hard morning. The vet came in and thinks there's possible fluid in the piglet's lungs. It was born that way. And he's doing an x-ray right now to see if this is how the piglet's going to be the rest of its life. And if it is, then the piglet's not going to have a quality of life. So there's going to be some hard decisions made. So at this point, it's a waiting game. I see it.
You see the heart, how massive. Yeah. So I suspicion lungs look actually pretty good. You got a picture?
Yeah.
The lungs actually don't look that bad, but there's a lot of fluid in these lungs. But
it's the enlarging of the heart.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably got some sort of a congenital. I wanted to listen to it now. I didn't even listen to it.
So looking at this picture, you can see that the heart is very enlarged. And what is happening is the vein that pumps the blood into the body is actually pumping the blood into the lungs, causing the piglet to not be able to breathe. So the piglet's going to have to be put to sleep. The vein that pumps the blood into the body is pumping the blood into the lungs, which is causing the piglet not to breathe. And the piglet will never have a normal life, and it eventually will pass away. So right now, he's given the piglet gas to put it to sleep, and then I'm going to take it back home and bury it. So now I'm in my car with this piglet that, you know, I don't want this video to be sad because these things happen. And when you are a farm, you have to be prepared for the worst. And, you know, you have to be tough and you have to be ready for anything to be faced that, you know, you think that, like I said earlier, that, you know, a female's pregnant, you're all excited, but you don't expect the worst most of the time when you have a pregnancy. But you have to be prepared. And this is the part of farming that people don't like to see, people don't like to talk about, and people don't like to hear. But it is reality. And these are the things that farms go through. And this is why, especially a rescue, why you have a lot of respect for a rescue, because rescues go through hard times, a lot of heartache, and we have to be prepared for the worst. I have buried the piglet, and now there's 4 piglets left and that I will be raising. And the great thing about me having a moment with the vet was to talk to the vet about Shishi and future litters and what I should do and so forth. And is there anything that I did wrong, or what can I do differently? And he assured me that what Shishi sitting on babies is so normal for piglets. And because she's a first-time mom, she doesn't quite understand what's going on. And he said probably next litter would be 100% better. And I had gotten a lot of messages from people that said that the piglets needed to be under heat and so forth. And he told me that that's not necessarily true. In the world of piglets, it's not something that is normal. That's kind of like what humans do. And he said that I should rebreed her in a year and let her try again. So I will be doing that. I do want to update you on Shishi. So when I took the piglets away from her, I reunited Freddie with Shishi in their original pen that they were brought up in. And so they're living really happy together. They've always been together. Freddie is castrated, so there'll be no piglets. They seem to be happy. Shishi doesn't seem to be withdrawing. I can tell her milk is sort of starting to dry up. I've been giving her lots of attention, lots of love. She's gotten baths every day, and she seems to be doing just fine. So when sad, bad things happen, it's part of life, and as human beings, it's hard for us to deal with. But putting the piglet down was in the best interest of the piglet. And although it is very difficult to think about and heartache, I have to suck it up because there are a lot of animals waiting on me that need me. So I'm going to go out to the farm and just check on everybody. Garth went and got me a big fan for my rabbits during this heat, and it's so much cooler. You can tell they're getting plenty of, see, look at Fluffy May's ears. I came up with this idea, I guess I should say. This is a rabbit catch that goes into a rabbit cage to catch the poop. And with Queso the size he is, I thought this was a perfect little bath soak as he grows out. And he has plenty of room to grow in. He just ate his breakfast. And he can get water from this and soak in a nice warm water. He does not like cold water. It has to be warm. He's a little bougie, I guess I should say. So Garth made this trailer for his sawmill, and he's going to get the tractor and pick up the sawmill and put it on the trailer, so he no longer has to move it around with the excavator, that he can attach it to the tractor to pull it around where he wants to saw wood. He's brilliant. So Shane has the sawmill up on the trailer that he built. That's his dad helping him. And he's got it attached to my tractor. Not really sure why, because I need to put out hay, but it looks good. Shane got home this morning because he's been out of town, and he's hitting the floor running. Let's go check on him. thought I'd end with something cute and something to smile about.